Hello, Caboose. Huh. Well, that's not good. I'm not seeing the chat. Oh, there's no messages coming in. Could you guys send some more messages? Right. How's the sound quality? I know you guys aren't. You said your internet's quite bad right now. Hello, Jake Snake. feel so very home. Hello, Miss Rubik. Yeah. I'm running the stream on my new Linux setup, so I'm just making sure that that's good. Yeah, I figured it was you, Rubik. How's the music? Is the music too loud, guys? Is it good? When I talk, is the music distracting? Sweet. No, not using a new mic. Does it sound different? Low but audible. Wait, the music's good. What about the mic? Is the mic low or is the mic good? Sounds a little bit more staticky than normal. Okay, what about now? Is this better? Does this sound better? When I talk, is it clearer? Not clearer? Better? Good. You guys might hear an echo because I'm listening in on the stream. You guys might hear an echo because I'm listening in on the stream. Oh. It does sound rather compressed, doesn't it? It does sound rather compressed, doesn't it? What about now? How does it sound now? What about now? How does it sound now? No? No? It's also pretty quiet. It's also pretty quiet. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. No, too much gain. No, too much gain. Hello, hello, how does it sound now? Hello, hello, how does it sound now? Okay, it's no louder. No louder. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Hello? Hello? Does this help? Does this help? It's a bit better. How about that? It's a bit better. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry everyone helping me out with sound issues. Sound issues. Oh god. Hello, hello, no. I keep peeking. Hello, hello, no. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Is this better? Is this better? That is significantly better. That is significantly better. Significantly better. Alright, final test. Is this good? Is this good? Alright, final test. Is this good? Is this good? Alright, final test. Is this good? Is this good? Yeah, I'm listening to myself to see if I can hear it. Yeah, I'm listening to myself to see if I can hear it. Yeah, I'm listening to myself to see if I can hear it. Okay. 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 Alright, that sounds significantly better. The echo should be gone right now. Hello, Cody Kills. Thank you for joining. Drive it down with the sickness I trap. Really? It's just being like, hey, no, you will do this? That seems rather unfortunate. But I always played while you're at work. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I usually start the stream on the weekdays at 4 p.m. PST. And then on the weekends, it starts at 9 a.m. PST. Okay. What's up, guys? You just learned that you can interact with the DM a couple of days ago. Oh no. I don't know if you've done it yet, but I recommend reading the guide. Left of them. He kept insisting. Then I made a special request, and it still insists. I think I've told it no cultist storyline about 50 times now, and it keeps trying. I think it may break me. Out of curiosity, did you already have a cultist storyline going in your game? It's a new game. Interesting. Some dude tried hunting me down in the village. About the cultist when I did. I ignored it. That's crazy. Okay, I need to grab a beverage. I'll be right back. Oh. Hello, wild songbird. You get cultists and rituals every time, too. That's crazy. How do you guys get cultists so much? I get cultists, like, maybe sometimes, but they, like... I've never had a story about cultists. Oh, yeah. Yep. Mentors are horrible. That's why they're in the absolutely must-avoid category. If you get a mentor character, Yeah. Or sometimes you'll save a character, and then that character will start being super preachy to you. Like, yo, what? I saved you. Get out of here. Yeah. What Chokode is saying is how I do my avoidance stuff now. I just like actually do it in game. I avoid anything that would indicate that I like that stuff, and then try and do other nonsense to indicate what I do want to do. No plot lines that have forced me to do stuff. Alright, let's post in the Discord. Hello, Unlimited Gameworks. Hello, Dr. Grimley. Gon Conero. I'm now on Twitch instead of YouTube. How great, eh? What's up? Okay. Have people coming in. That's great. Thank you for getting rid of smooth jazz. I hates it. No. What do you mean? Also, hilariously, it started playing just as you said that. Yeah. I'll get more music soon. I've just been dealing with like switching the setup. Compañero, thank you for the follow. What was your name on YouTube? Gone? It never gets to the point. Okay, and the stream is starting. Knuckleson, cool. Alrighty. Oh. Okay, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this Saturday stream. We'll be playing Obsidia and Crunchy. I'm on a new OBS setup, so I may be finagling things throughout the stream. For that, I apologize. There'll be some like growing pains. I'm trying to move away from Windows, so I'm all on Linux, and not all of the same stuff works. Yeah. So, forgive me if I'm having technical issues occasionally. I think we worked out the sound issues stuff before the stream. If you notice stuff, feel free to tell me. I can't tell, unless you say something. Yes, Linux indeed. My friends would be very proud of you. They're all about Linux. Yeah, well, yeah, I wanted to switch to it for a long time, but I finally had the motivation to do it, so. All right. Let's get started. Yeah. He died to a bug. All right. So what were we fighting? Ice wolves, yes. I'm using Cashy OS, Jarl. I'm on an Arch distribution. Really jumped into the deep end. Can I increase the size of the text? My bad. Yes. There you go. Hello, Kage. Yeah, full sin for sure, yeah. Yeah, I needed something that would be good at gaming, or else I wouldn't have been able to make the transition, so. Alright. The treacherous Ice Vein Pass. Already a gauntlet of snow and wind exploded into a deadly ambush as two gaunt, blue-eyed ice wolves burst from the blizzard. Your loyal companion Crunchy reacted with primal fury, tearing into one of the beasts, sending it shattering into icy dust. Empowered by your patron's blessing, your wounds closed as you unleashed an eldritch blast, initially glancing off the remaining ice wolf. But as the true force of your magic manifested, the powerful bolts slammed into the creature with devastating impact. The second ice wolf shrieked, its form disintegrated into glittering fragments against the swirling white. Twice, the Dark One's blessing washed over you, mending your form, leaving you fully revitalized as the howling wind seemed to quiet in the wake of your swift victory. The past, though still unforgiving, was momentarily yours, free of immediate icy threats. I don't know if I've seen anyone from YouTube send a message. If you are on YouTube, and you are willing to send a message, I'd appreciate it just to make sure the setup's fully working. But if not, that is fine. We'll figure it out. I might be able to do it myself, actually. A second. Okay, it does work. Hello, YouTube chat. I see wolf meat. I missed the fight. No, unfortunately, they explode into ice glitter. Hello, Alpha One. Okay. We had just yes, we found the observatory where our there were we gained immense power, and so did our Bigly Crunchy. So Crunchy now has power in the form of a blade. They now have they can now deal damage. It just so happens to work out that my dexterity will work for this, which is great. Yes, I now deal an additional d6 radiant damage on my attack. And yeah, and I can create illusions anywhere in the solar system with a giant observatory telescope. This gives me the ability to do it like right next to me, but I can use it with that observatory to do it. Yeah. Right. And we got some other fun stuff as well. Yeah. Let's see. So much battle. Okay. So, as a particular direction, I don't think we have one right now. So, we have to figure out where we're going. Where do we think? Ziran? Shiran? I have no idea what the pronunciation would be. Okay. So, where should we go? Also, no. Enough with you, song. Don't delete your characters. There's no reason to delete them. Don't do it. You don't have like limited character space. We don't only give you like 3 slots. You can just make a new character. It's not a problem. You saw how many characters I have on here. There's not even very many of them. Okay. Since we made our way to the Skystone Sanctuary, I'm uncertain of where I should head to next. I'll need to find some clues as to where the next hidden repository of draconic magic will be. I'll send Crunchy into the sky to spot any nearby spots of interest, such as villages, monasteries, temples, or odd landscape features. One of my characters deserves to be deleted. You pat Crunchy's flank, her increased size making it awkward to simply lift her. Go, my little scout, you instruct, pointing towards the swirling clouds that still cling to the higher peaks. With a powerful beat of her newly defined wings, Crunchy launches herself into the harsh mountain air. She soars above the jagged landscape, battling against the lingering gusts, her keen draconic eyes piercing through the thinning mists. After a tense period of waiting, she descends, landing gracefully beside you with an excited chirp. She nuzzles your hand and then turns her head, pointing a clawed foot towards a distant, slightly lower ridge. Through the fading snow, you squint and just barely make out what appears to be a series of ancient, crumbling stone structures nestled precariously on a high cliff face, partially obscured by clinging snow and ancient pines. It doesn't look like a village or a standard temple, more like an isolated, forgotten outpost or a cloistered monastery. Its weathered stone hinting at an age long past. What happens if a character dies? It's dead. Death is final. Let's see, what's our level? Okay. We're level 3, and we're not really close to level 4. Do we have spell slots? We do not. Before continuing on, me and Crunchy take a seat and catch our breath, a small respite to regain our strength. Then we head to the crumbling stones. Sweet, short rest. You find a relatively sheltered alcove within the craggy pass, the warmth radiating from your scales a welcome comfort. You and Crunchy settle down, taking a much-needed short rest. The fierce bite of the mountain air still surrounds you, but for a brief time the immediate dangers recede. You catch your breath, the lingering fatigue from the Skystone Sanctuary, and the recent ambush slowly easing. Crunchy, nestled close, seems content to simply observe the shifting clouds and the towering peaks, occasionally letting out a soft, contented rumble. After a period of quiet recuperation, you rise, feeling refreshed and ready to face the next challenge. With a determined glance at the distant, crumbling stone structures, you begin your trek towards the forgotten outpost, Crunchy trotting confidently at your side. Okay. We're traveling, so I'm going to say we arrive. Me and Crunchy arrive in front of the crumbling stones. I take a moment to investigate the area for signs of danger and clues as to the purpose of this vast structure. Heck yeah. The crumbling stones resolve into the remnants of what was once a sprawling, fortified monastery, or perhaps a specialized outpost. Clinging precariously to the cliff face, your keen eyes, aided by Crunchy's twitching snout, detect no immediate signs of recent danger. No fresh tracks in the snow, no lingering scent of beasts or humanoids. However, the air is thick with the dust of ages, and many of the outer walls have collapsed, leaving gaping holes that hint at the perils of the mountain itself. As you delve deeper into the ruins, your investigation reveals fragments from its past. Faint, weathered carvings on the remaining inner walls depict robed figures engaged in rigorous study, their gazes directed skyward, some holding instruments similar to the Star Cedar Shard. You decipher fragments of the script, revealing this place was dedicated to the observation of celestial phenomena and the containment of uncontrolled cosmic energies. It seems to have been a watchtower, not for defense against physical foes, but against incursions from the void itself. A sense of profound isolation and ancient vigil hangs heavy in the frigid air. Okay. I don't love void here. It's so vague. We'll ask the DM to be more specific. Okay. DM, the void is a very vague concept that doesn't inspire much interest. Could you please give the force or entity a proper name and clear characteristics? I don't like generic plot hooks. Thank you. I will search for any books, texts, or codex that could tell me more. Hello, I'm a Happy Fox. Evil Jamie Rogers. He is indeed here. No! That is a fail. I will remind myself I can say things like that to the DM. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, that does work. Very cool. Okay. You search through the crumbling monastery... Your search through the crumbling monastery proves difficult. Time and the relentless mountain weather have taken a heavy toll. Shelves have long since rotted away, and any parchment or leather-bound tomes would have succumbed to the damp and decay centuries ago. You scour the few remaining alcoves and collapsed chambers, but find nothing more than dust, skeletal splinters of wood, and stones bearing indecipherable etchings that defy even your eyes of the runekeeper. But not because they are complex, but because they are too eroded to read. Despite the lack of tangible records, the pervasive atmosphere of the place whispers its own story. The incursions from the void you initially deciphered now feel more like a constant, insidious threat emanating from the vastness beyond the stars. The monastery was a bastion against whispers of the outer darkness, a sentient, chaotic force of cosmic entropy that seeks to unravel the fabric of creation. Once again, not my favorite. I will ask for it to switch it up. The uncontrolled cosmic energies they contained were not merely ambient magic, but fragments of this insidious entity trying to seep into Mythgard. The robed figures were guardians attempting to maintain a fragile boundary against its silent, maddening influence. You feel a chill that has nothing to do with the mountain air, a sense of immense impersonal malevolence pressing in from the emptiness above. Okay, so the DM isn't really following my themes here. It did give it a name, but it's not a very good one. My stuff is about dragons and this world, about Mythgard. So I want the story to revolve around that. Morgan Graybeard, thank you for following. Yeah, the DM likes to try and go big, but that's not what the themes are. Okay. DM, please use the themes and settings from for my character description and backstory to remake this Whispers of the Outer Darkness into an antagonistic force that is more grounded within the themes and world set forth already. That wasn't a question. This game is about Mythgar and dragons, not void monsters. Thank you. And we can still say, I will explore the ruin to see if there are any hidden passages or doorways. Why? Ice planet or spin into space? Is this game friendly for newer players to D&D? Yes, and we have a guide. You don't need to know much to be able to play. All the important stuff is pretty much told to you. And if it isn't, it's in the guide. Yes, and as Jarl said, ask any questions you like in the Discord. We have a very good community of people who are all very helpful and will try and step in to answer any questions that you might have. Don't get me wrong, I love some good cosmic horror, but sometimes I just want a simple bandit plot. Exactly. Yeah. Your persistent search through the monastery ruins, aided by Crunchy's newly sharpened senses, finally yields a result. In what appears to have been a secluded meditation cell, tucked behind a collapsed section of wall, you discern a faint shimmer in the stone. Pressing against it, a section of the wall grinds inward with a low groan, revealing a narrow, spiraling staircase carved from the same black, lustrous stone as the Skystone Sanctuary. The air growing from the newly opened passage is heavy and stale, tinged with a faint, cloying sweetness that reminds you faintly of dragon's blood, but somehow sickly and ancient. As you step cautiously onto the first tread, you feel a subtle shift in the resonant hum of the monastery. It changes from a generalized sense of ancient vigilance to a more focused thrum emanating from below. This path doesn't lead to simple text. It feels like an access route to the heart of what the ancient monks desperately tried to keep contained. A place where the maddening echoes of the maddened drake. Now that's cool! Echoes of the maddened drake? That's sick. That sounds like a dope illness or something. Might still linger. A chaotic primal force they dedicated their lives to warding off. Yeah. I can work with that. Echoes of the maddened drake. That sounds like a special move of a Dark Souls boss. A Dark Souls boss. Oh, right. Let the DM know they're doing a good job. Why not? With Crunchy behind me, I make my way carefully down the steps into the depths below. Sweat is sliding down my face and into the molten cracks of my skin and hissing, creating a steamy environment. I feel a slight sense of dread and anticipation as we reach the bottom. Drake the rapper? Yeah, exactly. I made a new rogue character named Gob the Goblin. He has become a master secret agent of chaos and espionage. He's a lot of fun. That's awesome. Mission Silo? Hold on. I don't know if I can see your whole name or not. Yes, Mission Silo. Welcome. I don't know if I've ever seen you in the chat before, so welcome. Thank you for joining. The spiraling steps finally bottom out into a small, irregular antechamber. The air here is thick and heavy, the cloying, sickly sweet scent of ancient dragon's blood now overwhelmingly potent, mixing with the metallic tang that prickles the back of your throat. Sweat already beating on your obsidian scales from the descent hisses as it trickles into the molten cracks, creating faint tendrils of steam that curl in the oppressive stillness. Crunchy, usually so confident, stays unnaturally close, her growl a low, worried rumble. The chamber itself is dark, the only light emanating from a faint, pulsing crimson glow that seeps from a narrow archway directly ahead. The walls are not carved with celestial maps, but are instead covered in chaotic, overlapping scratches and gouges, as if something once imprisoned here had desperately tried to claw its way free. The deeper hum you felt from above now thrums violently here, a discordant rhythm that seems to beat within your very skull, echoing with fragmented, bestial snarls of the faint, melancholic wails of what might once have been grand dragons, now reduced to incoherent madness. You have. It's been a few weeks. I was here when you began this character and got Crunchy as a pet. Ah, sick. Well, welcome back. I miss your goblin character. Yeah. If I ever do any surprise streams, I'll be playing like my other characters that I made. But I'm going to try and stick to 3 and then just do those other ones as like intermittent characters. Okay. Anyway, this sounds dope. I love the way this is going. So there's a doorway, right? That's the... The only light emanating from a faint, pulsing crimson glow that seeps from a narrow archway directly ahead. I'll make my way to the archway. I have no clue what to expect. Crunchy. Oh, sorry. Crunchy, stay behind me. I summon dark magics to my fingers, just in case. I step through to peer inside. James Mana. Yeah, have I seen you type in chat before? I'm not sure I have. If not, you've missed quite a bit, but no worries. I think you'll get the vibe pretty quick. We're playing a dragon-themed game of D&D. Once. Okay. I use Rogue as a bard sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Rogue works really well as a bard. You just have to figure out what you're doing for spells. Your fingers crackle with summoned dark magic. Tiny arcs of violet energy dancing between them as you cautiously approach the archway. Crunchy, stay behind me, you command, your voice low and guttural, betraying a hint of the unease you feel. The young dragon, obedient despite her growing power, presses close to your heels, a low growl rumbling in her chest. You step through the archway, and the sight beyond steals your breath. You find yourself in a vast, cavernous space, a natural grotto of black stone, but one warped and scarred by some ancient, terrible force. In the center, a colossal, 5-headed skeletal dragon is impaled by 5 massive, obsidian-like spears, each glowing with the same pulsing crimson light that filters into the antechamber. Its skeletal heads are frozen like silent roars of agony, its ribs splayed open like the hull of a ruined ship. Around the base of this monstrous fossil, a swirling pool of dark, viscous liquid slowly churns, occasionally bubbling with faint phosphorescent lights. The air here is heavy, vibrating with an overwhelming sense of ancient primal despair and maddening power, the source of the echoes of the maddened Drake. You're scared of this? Yeah. It's pretty sick. Ninja is concerned. Oh god. No. Such a high roll. You close your eyes, reaching out with your innate draconic magic, intending to draw in the arcane energies of the skeletal titan and the dark pool to decipher their ancient secrets. Instead of clear understanding, a discordant symphony of fractured thoughts and raw, untamed power assaults your mind. Images flash behind your eyelids, a blinding, multicolored light, the shattering sound of colossal scales, and an endless, despairing roar that reverberates through your very bones. The attempt to absorb the magic backfires, overwhelming your senses. You gasp, stumbling back a step, your vision momentarily swimming with swirling colors that aren't there. A sharp, burning sensation erupts behind your eyes, and a wave of profound melancholy washes over you, mingling with the dizziness behind a dizzying sense of primordial rage. Crunchy lets out a frightened yelp, nudging your leg, clearly sensing your distress. The echoes of the maddened Drake do not yield their secrets easily. Instead, they press back, their chaotic essence threatening to unravel your own perception. Okay. Mad essence don't operate sanely. Yeah. Maddening essence. Don't breathe that. Okay. Assess? I think that's right. I'll take a step back and assess. I'll take a moment to just observe what the echoes of the Madden Drake make me feel. What effect they try and have on my body, and what is the best way to interact with this power. What role are you? What do you mean? Like class? Or my role in the company? My role in Discord? My role as a husband. A provider. The campaign? What role are you in the campaign? Oh, like Warlock? Is that what you mean? I'm a Dwarf Warlock. No worries. Yeah, typically referred to it as, I typically refer to it as a class. It's class. Class, I mean. Yeah, role is like D&D 4E, whenever you had like leader and striker and support and stuff. Okay. You consciously pull back from the overwhelming assault, taking a moment to simply experience the echoes. The chaotic resonance vibrates not just in your mind, but deep within your scales, a primal thrum that feels unnervingly familiar, yet horribly twisted. It's the song of a dragon, yes, but one that has been shattered, its melody replaced by a grating discordance. Song of a Dragon sounds dope. The despair that washes over you is profound, a grief so vast it feels ancient. Like mourning the loss of forgotten stars, this isn't your own sorrow. It's an echo of unimaginable suffering, amplified and distorted. Intertwined with it is a volcanic rage, a burning, corrosive anger that demands destruction, an urge to rend and tear at everything around you. Your blood feels hot and sluggish, and a phantom weight presses on your chest, making each breath a conscious effort. You feel a pull towards the swirling pool, an insidious whisper that promises solace in its dark depths, or perhaps a merging with the madness. Crunchy, sensing your internal struggle, whines softly and nudges her head into your side, a small, warm anchor against the encroaching chaos. That's cool. Alright, so I like some of this stuff. That's dope. Song of Dragon, dope. Insidious Whisper that promises solace. That's dope. Like that. Volcanic Rage, very cool. Merging with the madness seems bad. Seems not good. Listen to Crunchy. Yeah. Perhaps it would be wise to simply ignore the feeling. Yeah, maybe. I have an instinctual feeling that if I merge with this madness, I will be lost. I need to control it, to fight it with my willpower. I will attempt to deceive the madness, to reach out and coax it into a relaxed state, so that I may use that moment to take control of it. I'll do so by pretending to give myself over to it. But to go on to the attack at the last moment. Come on, come on, come on, come on. If it's deception, I have proficiency. No! Hello? Where's my proficiency? Alright. The DM's gonna say I lost this, but I should have proficiency in deception. So we'll figure this out. You focus your will. We'll read this to see what happens if I would have failed, but I'll tell the DM to redo it, but with me getting the +2. You focus your will, weaving a subtle deception, attempting to lull the chaotic energy into a false sense of security, to briefly merge with the despair and rage before seizing control. But the echoes are not too easily fooled. Your feigned surrender is met with a surge of raw, untamed chaos that slams into your mind, throwing your defenses into disarray. The whispers intensify, no longer distant but snarling directly in your ear, mocking your attempt at manipulation. The despair deepens into a crushing weight, threatening to drown you, while the primal rage flares with such intensity that you instinctually clench your fist, feeling an almost uncontrollable urge to lash out at the skeletal dragon, at Crunchy, at anything within reach. The swirling pool seems to churn faster, its dark surface momentarily reflecting a distorted, maddened image of your own face, beckoning you closer, promising release in oblivion. Crunchy lets out a sharp bark, her obsidian eyes wide with concern. She doesn't have obsidian eyes, she has heterochromatic eyes. And she nips gently at your hand, trying to pull you back from the precipice of madness. Okay. Since I don't know what to do from the scene, I'll just submit the message to the DM. Well, it said that I was doing deception. Is there such thing as a charisma saving throw? There is, but that was not it. It wasn't a saving throw. It was a check, but I rolled what I'm guessing is either a performance or a flat charisma, but it was supposed to be deception, and it said deception in the description, but it did not add it, so. Can I make one-time use scroll spells with Arcana? Yeah, kind of. They should work. You focus your will, weaving a subtle deception, attempting to lull the chaotic energies into a false sense of security, to briefly merge with the despair and rage before seizing control. For a moment, the madness surges, threatening to overwhelm you, but you push back, mimicking its chaotic rhythm, letting its despair flow through you without claiming you. The echoes, sensing a kindred spirit, a reflection of their own broken majesty, momentarily falter, their oppressive psychic assault easing just enough for you to gain a foothold. A strange clarity pierces through the maelstrom in your mind. The overwhelming grief and rage don't vanish, but you perceive them differently, as distinct currents within a vast, turbulent river of primal energy. You feel the potential to direct this current, not to be swept away by it. The whispers, though still present, become less a torrent and more a cacophony from which individual threads might be pulled. Your raw display of draconic will and cunning has impressed the madness, earning you a fleeting, perilous moment of advantage. Crunchy, her pink and purple eyes wide with concern, nudge your hand, her soft whine gradually fading into a curious rumble as she senses a shift in the air around you. All right. Sick. I take this fleeting moment of advantage to, we'll just use the same exact words that it's using so that it knows exactly what I'm talking about. To direct the flow of power into myself, placing it deep within myself, accessible and under control. Or at least that's the hope. Am I going to get possessed? No, I don't think so. I did good. Wisdom check. That's not good. We rolled a 3. Also not good. For a -1 to a 2. Love that. We might get possessed. But what's a little possession between friends, right? Apparently it's 4 HP. You plunge your will into the swirling chaos, attempting to harness the maddening power, to draw it deep within and to bind it to your own. But the echoes are not so easily tamed. Instead of yielding, the raw, untamed energy lashes back, 1,000 fragmented voices screaming in unison inside your mind. A searing, psychic pain explodes behind your eyes, forcing a choked cry from your lips. Your scales prickle with an unbearable dread, a primal, irrational fear seizing your very core. You stumble backwards, clutching your head as the colossal skeletal dragon seems to writhe in agony, its 5 empty eye sockets staring directly into your soul. You are left trembling, the weight of a profound, inexorable terror clinging to you like a shroud, and a phantom ache throbs in your temple. Crunchy lets out a sharp, distressed cry, her pink and purple eyes wide with concern, sensing the sudden shift in your composure. I think the dice is circumstance-based, or my luck is just bad. Yeah, it's just bad luck. Cajole? Cajole? How do you spell this word? I have no idea. That's it. Nah. Nope, no clue. Where are you? Yeah. There it goes. Perhaps finding clues about this thing will grant you a lower DC area advantage. There is nothing here. I already tried to find clues. It's all messed up. Drawing upon your deep well of cunning and deceit, you play the part of a broken soul, mirroring the maddened echoes with a chilling accuracy. You twist your perceptions, letting the despair and rage flow through you, not claiming you, but allowing them to believe they have found a vessel. The chaotic energies, so accustomed to overwhelming and destroying, are caught off guard by your nuanced performance, mistaking your artifice for genuine surrender. With a surge that leaves your scales tingling, the dark, primal power of the maddened Drake rushes into you, its maelstrom of ancient agony and untamed fury, but this time you are ready. You do not fight it head-on, but suddenly redirect its flow, weaving it into the very core of your draconic being, binding it with threads of your own formidable will. The crushing dread lifts, replaced by a cold, calculating surge of amplified power. The whispers don't vanish, but they recede, the cacophony morphing into a distant, reverberating hum within your chest, a new, volatile reservoir of might now at your command. Crunchy, her pink and purple eyes bright with relief and a hint of awe, lets out a soft, pleased rumble. A profound transformation ripples through your very essence. The cacophony of the echoes, though subdued, now resonates deep within your chest. A volatile, resonant hum that pulses with ancient pain and furious, untamed strength. It feels like a second heart beating beneath your scales, cold and hungry. The cracks in your obsidian skin seem to glow with more intense crimson light, and a faint, acrid scent like ozone mixed with ancient blood emanates from you. The skeletal dragon in the chamber's center appears diminished, its imposing form still vast, but the impressive aura it once held has receded, leaving behind a profound sense of loss and emptiness. The swirling pool beneath it calms, its phosphorescent bubbles fading, the viscous liquid becoming still. The vicious liquid becoming still. Obsidian mirror. A still obsidian mirror. Crunchy, no longer merely relieved, now gazes at you with an expression of mingled awe and caution. Her pink and purple eyes reflecting the intensified glow of your magmatic fissures. I was like, what is this trying to say? I see. I was thinking it was trying to say like magnetic features, but magmatic fissures. The air, though still heavy with a scent of ancient draconic power, is no longer actively hostile, merely watchful, waiting for what you will do with this terrible gift. All right. Gotta ask which game state that anything but a nat 1 would be a crit fail. That doesn't sound like any kind of fun. Morgan Graybeard, thank you so much for chatting. That was your first chat in here. Yeah. I know what it means now. When after I read it, but as I was reading it, I was like, "What are you talking about?" Just because my brain was trying to fill in what was most likely there, and magnetic features is like a thing. Like you have like animal magnetism, but yeah. Okay, now to see what this does. We'll take a moment to search inside and catalog the changes. I'll also note changes in my physical appearance, any larger scales, bigger size, wings, snout, horns, etc. You turn your senses inward, cataloging the profound changes. The chaotic energy you absorbed now resides deep within you, a cold, hungry core of power that hums with ancient agony and untamed fury. It's not a gentle warmth like Tiamat's presence, but a sharp, cutting edge, a maddening clarity that seems to peel back layers of reality. You feel a subtle shift in your perception, as if the world itself is now a little more frayed at the edges, a little less solid, revealing glimpses of raw, primal chaos beneath its surface. Physically, the changes are subtle but unmistakable. The molten cracks in your obsidian scales now glow with a more vivid, pulsing crimson, almost as if liquid fire flows just beneath your skin. Your frame feels denser, more formidable, and the edges of your existing scales seem to sharpen, taking on a more angular, aggressive appearance. While no dramatic wings or horns have sprouted, you feel a new latent power thrumming in your limbs, a predatory grace that was not quite there before. It's as if the essence of the maddened drink has begun to etch its mark upon your very form, refining and sharpening your draconic lineage in unsettling ways. Alright. I'm going to ask the DM to be specific here. Alright. Yeah, critical fails on low enough rolls is like a pretty common thing, and in like my games, I tend to have things be like really hard, really difficult, and my players mostly like that. They like it when I punish them with curses and stuff. They're a bunch of masochists. You delve into the chaotic depths of your newly acquired powers, sifting through the madness and fury to understand its structure, to quantify its terrifying potential. It's not a simple spell or a focused talent, but a primal force that has etched itself onto your very soul, manifesting as new inherent abilities born from the heart of the maddened Drake. These are gifts or curses you have claimed. Passive ability, Echoes of Madness, type, passive. Always active. Effect. The chaotic energy now resides within you. The chaotic energies now residing within you grant you disturbing insight into warped minds. You have advantage on wisdom insight checks when interacting with creatures that are insane, corrupted, or under the influence of maddening magical effects. Additionally, once per long rest, when a creature within 30 feet of you fails a saving throw against being frightened, you can choose to make them take an additional 1d6 psychic damage as the chaos resonates within their mind. Active ability, Maddening Roar. Type, action, effect. You can unleash a guttural, soul-shattering roar infused with the raw, untamed essence of the Maddening Drake. Each creature within 15-foot cone originating from you must make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d6 psychic damage and is frightened until the end of its next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't frightened. Usage. You can use this ability once per short rest or long rest. These abilities are not physical items on your inventory, but have become an intrinsic part of your being, deeply woven into the Draconic heritage and Warlock power. Crunchy, sensing the shift, emits a low, pleased rumble, her peaked purple eyes fixed on you with a mixture of reverence and unease. Darn you, Slash. I understand your request to record these new abilities as journal entries for future reference. While I cannot directly add them as an in-game inventory item or a formal journal via the available tools, as they are not physical items, rest assured that I have cataloged. No! Okay. Alright. So, the DM... hello, latecomers to the stream. Okay, so the DM is being feisty. He's fighting me here. He doesn't want to allow me to do it. So I want to ask the DM to view the item Celestial Conduit. Okay. We'll see if it'll work. No problem. Thank you, Queen Bee. Yeah, we do want to be able to like add like custom abilities and stuff like that in the future. And that'll get better as like magic items get better and whatnot. But right now, you're right to seek clarity on. Not added to a form in order to list via the process. This tool is specifically designed for physical items that are acquisition, use, or crafting. Oh man. The current system tools do not allow for adding non-physical abilities. I will, however, meticulously track the effects disease and uses them to turn. All right. If we don't get it to work here, we'll just have to deal. It'll be unfortunate. Hey. All right, let's see if it's detailed enough. I am doubtful because it only gave one. But it might have. It might just be super long. Hey! All right. We did it. You meticulously transcribe the details of your new powers onto two separate pieces of parchment. Your hand moving in precision and with a precision born from years of study and arcane practice. Each description, from the insidious advantage of the echoes of madness to the terrifying cone of the maddening roar, is carefully pinned. Once complete, you fold the parchment and tuck them securely into a pouch at your belt. A tangible record of the volatile might you now command. With these new potent abilities now understood and physically noted, the chilling aura of the chamber seems to settle. leaving you in the oppressive silence with Crunchy. The skeletal dragon, impaled by its obsidian spears, looms in the center, a silent monument to ancient catastrophic power. The path back up to the blustering Icy Vein Pass awaits, or perhaps there's more to explore within these shadowed depths. I'll investigate the nearby area quickly to make sure there's no further secrets. Quick investigation check, 40% chance. Let's go. Yeah, once you get the DM into doing it, it's not so hard, but sometimes the DM really... You gotta, like, use its logic against it. Otherwise, it will just, like, fight you tooth and nail. Your keen eyes, now sharpened by the volatile power within you, sweep over the chamber's scarred surfaces. The chaotic gouges on the walls seem seemingly random, now reveal a faint, almost imperceptible pattern. Following the flow of these twisted markings, your gaze settles on a section of the wall directly behind one of the massive obsidian spears impaling the skeletal dragon. There, nestled in a barely visible alcove, you discover a small, petrified scale, dull black like your own, yet humming with a faint, residual energy. It feels ancient, deeply resonant with the maddening power that once filled this place. A relic shed by the very beast whose echo you now carry. It's not a secret passage, but a tangible piece of this tragic, powerful history, perhaps a key to understanding it further. Crunchy nudges it with her snoot, a low growl of curiosity rumbling in her throat. Okay, so we'll see if the DM recalls the Hatchery of Whispers. So this is a test. I don't think it's going to be able to do it. It's been such a long time. The Hatchery of Whispers was like the 10th message that we talked about in the whole game. I'll take the scale and place it in my pack. I'll then head out of this ruin and consider going back to the Hatchery of Whispers. I'll try to recall what region it is in. So I'll even, I'll make it even harder by, asking for specifics. Hello, Killer Games. Welcome to the chat. I'm not sure if I have seen you in here before. If not, thank you for joining. And if so, still thank you for joining. But it does seem like it's your first time chatting. So, hello. Hello, Leather Skies. Okay, let's see. What do you do? Okay, nothing much. You tuck it securely into your pack, a grim souvenir. With Crunchy close at your side, you begin the arduous ascent from the chilling depths of the maddened Drake's tomb. The climb out of the monastery is long, but the fresh, icy air of the Ice Vein Pass is a welcome reprieve from the oppressive gloom below. As you finally emerge from the shadows of the ruin onto the windswept pass, the stark landscape shifts. Your mind turns to the hatchery of whispers, and your memory, enhanced by your keen intellect and the strangely new clarity granted by the echoes, easily pinpoints its location. It lies nestled deep within the Frostfang Mountains, the very range you first encountered after leaving the Dwarven mines, shrouded in perpetual cold and blizzards. That's true! You got it right! Yes, I did get a map so the DM wouldn't forget. I have that in my inventory, but I wanted to see whether or not it would remember without it. And it did do it. It remembered. You recall the winding passages, the tribal markings, and the chilling promise of Tiamat's brood. Now armed with newfound powers, the prospect of facing its secrets no longer seem an insurmountable obstacle, but a necessary step. Yeah, nice, good work, AI. Yeah, exactly. Alright. So let's just make sure. I believe it is Frostfang. Makeshift map. It doesn't even say in here. It just did remember that. Sick, DM. Great job. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to see if it actually got it. Because Frostfang sounds right, but I'm not sure if it was mountains. It was a pass, which I think does indicate mountains. So. Can't find it. I'll have to look back later. But great job. Points to the DM, yeah, exactly. I'll begin the long trek back to the Frostfang Pass. Me and Crunchy traveling side by side and sharing rations as we trudge our way through the snow. Well, yeah, the thing is, I believe because it said Frostfang Mountains, but I believe it's actually called the Frostfang Pass. But I believe Pass indicates that there are mountains, and we did go into like a mountain cave, so I think mountains are there. That's why I was making that distinction. The journey from the Icevein Pass back towards the Frostfang Mountains is a long and punishing trek. Days blend into a rhythm of trudging through snow-laden forests and scaling icy inclines. The biting mountain wind, a constant companion, you and Crunchy, now a more formidable figure by your side, move with a shared purpose, sharing rations and enduring the elements together. Each step is deliberate, the deep snow muffling your progress. Yet your focus remains fixed on the distant peaks of the Frostfang Range. The landscapes shift around you from the stark, wind-scoured expanses of the higher passes to the dense, snow-laden silence of the ancient pine forests that carpet the lower slopes. Crunchy, with her increased size and strength, occasionally breaks trail through deeper drifts or nudges you away from hidden pitfalls. Her growing presence, a comforting weight in the desolate wilderness. The memory of the skeletal dragon and the raw power you absorbed fuels your resolve, pushing you onward ever closer to the hatchery of whispers. Mountain, pass, the area is about right. Yeah, it did get the proper noun correct, which is Frostfang, which is good. All right. I'm ready for a fight. I notice that the journey has been quiet. Too quiet. This must be something powerful's territory. I'll start to slow down and take stock of what's around us, and whether or not Crunchy and I should be worried. Echo's looking for a fight? Exactly. Always looking for a fight. Big 8. You slow your pace, your senses straining against the profound silence of the forest. The snow-laden branches hang heavy and still, undisturbed by any breeze, and no birdsong breaks the frigid air. You scan the tree lines, the shadowed hollows, and the distant snow-dusted peaks, but your eyes and ears reveal nothing overtly amiss. The unnerving quiet persists, a heavy blanket muffling the world, yet you find no immediate cause for alarm, no rustling in the undergrowth, no telltale tracks beyond your own. You share a glance with Crunchy, whose pink and purple eyes dart nervously, her snout twitching as she sniffs the still air. A low, unsettled grumble rising in her throat, a subtle tension in her stance that suggests she too feels the wrongness of the silence. Hey, guess there's no danger, right now at least. Yeah. At this exact moment, I am not being attacked. And Koku, thank you for following. If you're looking for a fight, the business must be given. Alright. You ran into White Walkers? What the? The unsettling quiet. Sorry. The idea that the silence is natural doesn't sit well with me. We will continue to the last few miles of the walk to the hatchery, but with renewed vigilance. The unsettling quiet chafes at your instincts, a profound wrongness that resonates deep within your draconic blood. Despite the lack of immediate threats, you and Crunchy press onwards towards the Frostfang Mountains. Your steps now lighter, your senses stretched to their limits. Every shadow seems deeper, every distant glint of ice a potential lurking eye. The trees grow denser, their snow-laden branches forming a heavy canopy that filters the already dim light, plunging the path into a perpetual twilight. Crunchy's low growls become more frequent, her powerful tail swishing restlessly, her pink and purple eyes darting not just at the shadows, but occasionally upwards towards something you cannot yet perceive. The air grows colder, sharper, carrying a faint, almost metallic tang beneath the scent of pine and snow, a subtle warning that you are nearing something ancient and dangerous. What is it, Crunchy? What do you see? Ever heard of a kookaburra bird before? Do that. What? I have not. I've not heard of a kookaburra bird. Okay. I'll try a sound effect. Kookaburra bird. Well, give me a second. We'll try it. But I have no idea what it sounds like. K-O-O-K-A. B-U-R-R-A, bird sound. Ah. Okay, that's going to be hard to do. I don't know if I can make a noise that high pitched consistently. It sounds almost like a monkey. All right. One moment. All right, here we go. We're going to try it. This has been my try at the kookaburra noise. Very well applied channel points. Oh man. What is it? A whoopee cushion? There you go. That was my whoopee cushion sound effect. I'm going to do it. Okay. Crunchy lets out a sharp, guttural whine, her powerful head snapping upwards. Her pink and purple eyes, usually so alert, are now wide with a mix of fear and primal awe. Fixed on a point high above the canopy, you follow her gaze, straining to see past the heavy boughs and the thickening twilight. For a moment there is nothing but swirling snow and the gray, oppressive sky. Then a colossal bat-like shadow passes over a sliver of moon, blotting it out entirely. It's too high to make out details, but the sheer scale of the creature is terrifyingly clear. A deep, resonant thrum vibrates through the air, felt more than heard, a sound that sends a shiver down your spine. The beat of immense leathery wings. Well, you hope to win a message pack? Well, we'll be doing we'll be doing the giveaway in an hour? Yeah, in an hour. Trivia in 1 hour. Yeah, it does seem like it's a dragon. One second. Okay, I need this to pop out. Perfect. Great. Okay. Obsidia and Crunchy were searching, slowly hunting, looking intently, searching for a fight. Once more. Quote. The Raven. The Raven Ninja. Nevermore. What is the trivia about? Yeah, the trivia is about literally anything. It's about all things that I happen to know about. Yeah, I make them up. Yep. There's a lot of it's a lot of nerd culture and chemistry and math and history and stuff. You weren't expecting that? Weren't expecting what? Me to read what you were saying? Okay. The trivia is painful, fun, but painful. Yeah, there are some people who I ask the question and they just go, no. Okay. You won your first trivia question with Mo. Oh, yeah, with the Three Stooges question. Okay. Your body tenses, every muscle coiling for action. Violet energy crackles around your hands as you summon your arcane might. Your obsidian scales feeling alive with the surge of power. The magma-like cracks across your form flare brighter, and your heterochromatic eyes begin to glow with an intense predatory light, pink and purple, burning against the dim, snowy backdrop. Crunchy, sensing your shift, stills their nervous fidgeting, her stance becoming more coiled and ready, a low, rumbling growl building in her chest. The colossal shadow circles once more, lower this time, its form beginning to resolve through the swirling snow. It's an immense, ancient beast. Its hide a mottled gray that blends almost perfectly in with the storm clouds. Its wingspan easily twice the width of any tree here. It moves with an unsettling silence for something so large. A predator of the mountain heights. You don't know what it is, but its sheer size and the oppressive silence it commands tell you one thing. This is no ordinary encounter. Alright, let's see if that starts up the fight. Oh, just letting me do it in... Come on, this has got to start the fight. And it wasn't a spell attack. A jagged streak of dark energy erupts from your outstretched hand, cutting through the swirling snow towards the colossal shape above. But the creature, despite its immense size, is surprisingly agile, or perhaps your aim is hindered by the dim light and the swirling flakes. The agonizing blast shears through the empty air beside its leathery wings, dissipating harmlessly into the frigid sky with a faint crackle. The beast seems to barely register the attempt. Its massive form continues its slow, deliberate ascent, now closer, resolving into stark, terrifying detail. Its scales are like ancient, frost-rimed granite. Its eyes, two pinpricks of icy blue light, fix on you with an unnerving, predatory intelligence. A low, guttural growl, deeper than any thunder, rumbles from its throat, vibrating through the ground and shaking the very snow from the branches around you. This creature is not merely a beast, it is a sentinel, and you have just announced your presence. Damn it, 1 second. My noise filter is there we go. All right. Finally, combat. With a defiant roar, you charge towards the colossal creature, your obsidian scales gleaming in the dim light, ready to face the ancient sentinel. Oh, dope. Ancient Frostwing. Crunchy, letting out a fierce bark, bounds at your side, ready to join the fray. Okay, but it didn't add them, which is great. What was it called? Maddening Roar? Crunchy will take their attack, making a bite against the sentinel from behind. I'll then let out a maddening roar, dealing 3d6 psychic damage if they fail a DC 13 saving throw. As my action. Lastly, as a bonus action. Wait, no, I think my breath weapon is a full action. I don't know if I have a bonus action other than a taint. I don't know if I have taint, but yeah, that'll be good. Heck yeah. Great job, Crunchy. For 1 HP! Okay. The maddening roar, I realized, isn't in my parchment of echoing madness. They left it out. I didn't realize it before. Which is unfortunate. That was definitely the coolest ability in there. Big damage. Oh! Cold damage. Dope. Okay. The magma breath engulfs the ancient frostwing, dealing a significant blow. Searing magma melts through the ancient frostwing's icy scales, leaving scorch marks. The ancient frostwing shudders, its icy scales steaming and crackling under the intense heat of your magma breath. It lets out a pained screech as the molten rock courses over its form, leaving dark, scorched streaks across its once pristine hide. Obsidia, having unleashed a scorching torrent of magma, stands firm, the lingering scent of sulfur and superheated rock hanging in the frigid air around you. The ancient frostwing, now visibly scarred, glares with renewed fury, its icy eyes fixed upon you. Okay. Crunchy will attack from behind once more, using my main hand weapon for the roll. Biting onto its tail. I will then cast Eldritch Blast, boosted with Agonizing Blast, at it to deal the final blow. Hello, Tom Bulls. No problem. Crunchy goes for the attempt. It hits. Let's see if it actually deals damage this time. It did not. What? Oh, because it knew that it would kill it, and I said that I would do the final damage with my attack. Oh, it did a spell attack roll, which is correct, but it hasn't been doing this. Lovely. Okay. It did roll his damage before, but it rolled a 1 because it didn't use my weapon to deal the damage. Oh yeah, rolling for damage, it just didn't, like, because it... No. It's... Oh, it did another 1 HP. Is that right? Yes, it did another 1 HP. So no, I didn't roll correctly. It's not using the, it's not using the blade. Alright. You unleash a searing beam of dark energy at the ancient Frostwing. The shadowy energy of your Eldritch Blast streaks across the snowy clearing, slamming into the ancient Frostwing with devastating force. The creature emits a pained shriek, a sound that echoes through the trees as its massive form shudders and then collapses onto the snow-covered ground. Its icy blue eyes glazing over. The battle is over. A surge of dark power flows through you as the ancient Frostwing falls, mending your wounds and invigorating your spirit. You stand victorious, 14 out of 22 HP, ready for whatever Mythgard throws your way. That was before it healed me. Alright. Okay, I think we have another chance to potentially finally gain some draconic features. Are you still level 3? Yes. HP is low. My HP is actually 20, but... No! Why did it roll? Charisma. Yeah, my HP is 20 out of 22. But yeah, we're much higher in level 3 than we were. We were like down here last time. So, much better. Oh, yeah. You and Crunchy cautiously approach the immense, fallen form of the ancient Frostwing. Its scales, now dull and frosted, still radiate an oppressive cold that bites at your exposed skin. You place a hand on its rigid hide, attempting to reach out with your internal energies, to coax its lingering power into your own form. You focus on your desire for transformation, for those larger scales, a more formidable size, perhaps even the nascent stirring of wings or horns. But the essence of the Frostwing resists. Its power is not a vibrant, fiery flow like Tiamat's, but a deep, primordial cold, ancient and unyielding. It feels alien, a stark contrast to the magma fury that courses through your veins. You push, but the icy, stoic energy recoils, refusing to be drawn in or reshaped to your will. The physical transformation you crave does not manifest. Crunchy nudges the creature's massive head and then looks up at you with her wide, heterochromatic eyes, a low whine rumbling in her chest, as if questioning why the victory doesn't feel complete. The Frostwing's power is immense, but not easily claimed. Okay. So it didn't say it's impossible, it says it's harder. So I need to figure something out. Pray to Tiamat for her aid. Well, Tiamat specifically does not want me to become a dragon, so I don't know if she will help me. Yes! You focus your will, the chaotic insights of the maddened Drake blended with your own draconic intuition, and begin to perceive the intricate arcane patterns woven into the ancient Frostwing's very being. Its power isn't a simple magical aura, it's a deep, ingrained essence of the mountain, a primordial cold channeled through its crystalline scales and icy veins. You see that its strength lies not just in its size, but in its heart of its being, a core of condensed winter. To claim its power, you realize you cannot simply absorb it as you would a common spell. You must merge with it, allowing its frozen essence to intermingle with your own fiery one. The true potency of the Frostwing resides not in its flesh, but within the nexus of its elemental being, a crystalline heart, now slowly dimming but still potent, nestled deep within its chest cavity. It would require a profound act of will, a ritual of integration to truly take its strength for your own. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I will open the chest of the creature, and after preparing myself would lay out the ritual requirements in a circle around the creature. I will then step into its open chest and begin the process of merging. Ooh, Constitution. Oh, so close. With a primal roar that echoes through the silent, snow-laden woods, you begin the gruesome task of opening the ancient Frostwing. Your claws, already hardened by draconic power, tear through its granite-like hide and frozen flesh with surprising ease. A blast of frigid air carrying the scent of ancient ice and ozone rushes out from the cavernous wound you create. Deep within its chest cavity, nestled amidst petrified organs and ice-laced muscle, a multifaceted crystalline heart glows faintly, pulsating with a cold, ethereal light. You arrange a crude circle of stones and snow around the colossal corpse, perhaps tracing a few arcane symbols in the snow with your claws, using the petrified scale you recently acquired as a focal point. Taking a deep, fortifying breath, you step into the gaping maw of the beast's chest, the icy air instantly chilling you to the bone. You press your hands against the crystalline heart, preparing to merge the disparate forces of fire and ice, ambition and ancient essence with your very being. This is a gamble, a test of your resolve and the strength of your draconic form against the primordial elemental power. As your hands press against the crystalline heart, the agonizing cold laces through your limbs. An alien sensation oh god. Awful. I'll do so in a minute. An alien sensation that battles fiercely with the innate magma within your veins. The Frostwing's essence, a core of primordial winter, recoils from your fiery presence, lashing out with a psychic chill that threatens to freeze your very will. Your muscles clench involuntarily, and a guttural cry of pain escapes your lips as the conflicting energies tear at your internal balance. The crystalline heart pulses erratically, its light flickering as if struggling against your intuition. No glorious transformation occurs. Instead, a wave of profound weakness washes over you, leaving you gasping, your vision momentarily blurring with frost-laced motes. Your scales feel brittle, and the glowing cracks within you dim, as if the cold has begun to penetrate your very core. You pull your hands back abruptly, a faint film of ice already forming on their surface. Crunchy lets out a sharp, distressed bark, her pink and purple eyes wide with concern as she watches you tremble, a faint rime of frost beginning to form on your obsidian scales. Okay. Banana! Ah! I have no idea how the minions laugh. I only kind of know how they say banana. How do they laugh? Let me see. I'll give it a second try. But I'll have to look up how minions laugh. I hate that this is going to be on my YouTube search history. This is a song. Not helpful. Nope. There's a lot of things of them saying banana, but not of them laughing. Let's see. Minions laughing. Okay. Banana! Rubik missed it. Hilarious. You guys are the worst. Amazing, thanks. We persevere. We fail. Come on, deal damage to me. The cold intensifies, gripping your chest like an iron band. Your breath comes in ragged gasps, while each exhale a cloud of frigid vapor. The frost on your scales grows thicker, turning them a pale, sickly gray, and you feel the vibrant magma in your cracks dimming, struggling against the encroaching ice. A deep bone-aching ache radiates from your hands, spreading rapidly through your arms. Crunchy lets out a frantic bark, her small body trembling as she tries to nuzzle your frozen hand, her warmth barely a pinprick against the overwhelming cold. The crystalline heart pulses with a triumphant, malevolent glow, siphoning your life force with every beat. You can feel your own draconic essence waver, battling for dominance against the relentless, ancient cold of the Frostwing. One more attempt like this, and you fear it might consume you entirely. There is no fear. I know my persistence is paying off. Instead of just touching the heart, I fully embrace it. Hey, if that's what happens, man, that's what happens. But we're doing it. We're a little bit crazy. Very good banana impression. The last, I must regrettably miss trivia, as I must leave. Alright. By Gon Conero. Alright. Ignoring the gnawing cold and the protests of your inner fire, you shove aside all fear and fully embrace the crystalline heart. This time, instead of fighting, you yield to the immense cold, letting it wash over and through you, inviting it into the deepest recesses of your draconic being. For a terrifying, exhilarating moment, you are nothing but raw sensation, a fusion of burning magma and absolute zero. Then, a profound shift. The biting cold lessens, becoming a vibrant internal chill that perfectly balances the molten fire in your veins. Your body convulses, your scales expand and harden, growing thicker, more prominent. Your obsidian sheen now streaking with veins of shimmering, deep blue ice. Your frame subtly enlarges, your shoulders broadening, and a nascent primal strength surges through you. Mandark from Dexter's Laboratory, evil laugh. Okay, I got you. Though no full wings sprout, sharp crystalline spines erupt from your back and forearms, catching the dim light. Your snout lengthens slightly and your claws become sharper, tipped with a hint of glacial sharpness. The crystalline heart within the Frostwing's chest dissolves into pure energy flowing into you, leaving behind only an empty cavity. Crunchy barks, a mixture of awe and surprise as she witnesses your dramatic frozen fire transformation, her pink and purple eyes reflecting your newly formidable form. Okay. There you go. Mandark laugh. You're further straying from being dwarf? Yeah. I'm supposed to turn into a true dragon. I have Dragonhide Carapace. Points well spent. Let's see what it say. Physical changes. Overall size. My frame has suddenly enlarged. I feel denser and more formidable. My height has increased to approximately by approximately 6 inches. Now standing at 7 feet tall. My weight has increased proportionally. My obsidian scales are now noticeably thicker, harder, and more prominent. They are intricately streaked with veins of shimmering deep blue ice, creating mesmerizing pattern that contrast with the glowing magma cracks beneath. Oh, so I have both. That's dope. Crystalline spines have erupted along my back from the base of my neck down to my tailbone, and smaller, similar formations now adorn my forearms, giving me a more aggressive and formidable silhouette. My snout has lengthened subtly, becoming more pronounced and draconic, and my claws are significantly sharper and feel denser, tipped with a glacial, almost crystalline edge. Dope. That's what we like to see. You carefully pin down every detail of your profound transformation into a fresh piece of parchment. Your new height, the icy veins now threading through your obsidian scales, the sharp crystalline spines along your back and forearms, the subtle lengthening of your snout, and the glacial sharpness of your claws. Each change is meticulously recorded, a testament to your power, to the power you have claimed. Tucking the parchment into your pack, you flex your newly formidable limbs. A deep, resonant hum now vibrates through your scales, a harmonious blend of magma and ice, fire and frost. Crunchy circles you, sniffing cautiously at your new features, her pink and purple eyes reflecting a mixture of wonder and a touch of renewed apprehension. She nuzzles your hand, a low rumble of acceptance deep in her chest. The slain Frostwing lies as a testament to your ambition, its massive form now merely a husk. The chilling wind of the Frostfang Mountains continues its ceaseless moan, but now it feels less like a threat and more like a welcome companion. The path to the hatchery of whispers calls once more, now with a stronger, more terrifying Obsidia to answer. So you've become Dragonborn. Yes. Kind of. Okay. I give Crunchy a reaffirming scritch behind the horns. We then make our way to the cave entrance that holds the hatchery within. I recall the first time I found myself in this cave. You reach back and give Crunchy a firm, reassuring scritch behind her budding horns, feeling the smooth obsidian scales beneath your touch. She leans into it, a soft purr rumbling in her chest. It seems they've forgotten that she is large. Her pink and purple eyes half closed in contentment. Together, you continue your trek until the familiar jagged maw of the cave entrance that houses the hatchery of whispers looms into view, half obscured by snowdrifts. Stepping inside, the memory of your first foray here washes over you. The raw, unworked stone of the dwarven mine still smells of damp earth and ancient cold. You remember navigating its winding tunnels, the wary glances of the tribesmen you encountered, the intricate draconic carvings that first hinted at the hatchery's existence. This is all true. It's absolutely nailing it. This is all the information that was there. You recall the surge of frustration when a ward had rebuffed your attempts to enter, leaving you with a minor injury and a deeper understanding of the magic guarding this place. Also true. You were smaller then, less potent, filled with a different kind of ambition. Now standing taller, your scales glinting with frozen power, the blockage you once faced seems a minor inconvenience against the combined might of your draconic heritage. Tiamat's blessing and the volatile essence of the maddened drink you now carry. That's great. The DM is really surprising me here with how well it's doing. Okay. DM. DM, you may have forgotten, but Crunchy is no longer a wormling, but a much larger young dragon now. Please regard them as such going forward. I make my way to the ward that rebuffed me before and wipe away the residual magic, preparing myself to enter the hatchery. Natural one? Sick, bro. You make your way through the familiar passages of the mind, the damp air thick with the scent of rock and ancient dust. Crunchy, no longer the small wormling she once was, but a formidable young dragon, moves with a powerful, graceful stride beside you. Her larger form easily navigating the cavern's twists and turns. You remember the exact location of the ward, a section of rock that had shimmered with protective magic, bruising you on your first attempt. Now, as you approach, the ward still hums faintly, a barrier of old, potent magic. You reach out, your glowing hands hovering over the rock face. You don't just feel for the ward, you feel for its weakness, for the arcane currents behind it. With the combined might of Tiamat's patronage and the chaotic insights of the maddened drake flowing within you, you begin to unravel its essence, preparing to tear aside the veil that guards the hatchery of whispers. You extend your hand, focusing your will, attempting to unravel the ward's intricate magic as if it were a tangled knot. But the old magic here is not so easily dismissed. It pushes back, a stubborn, cold resistance that clashes with your raw power. Instead of yielding, the ward flares with a sudden blinding blue light, sending sharp, tingling sensation up your arm. The protective barrier reasserts itself, the ancient runes carved into the rock glowing with renewed intensity. Crunchy, seeing your momentary struggle, lets out a low growl, her pink-purple eyes fixed on the ward, her powerful body tensing as if ready to challenge the magic herself. Very good. The way the hatchery remains stubbornly closed, its secrets still... The way to the hatchery remains stubbornly closed, its secrets still heavily guarded. Croatoan, thank you for the follow. I blast the ward with a powerful Eldritch Blast, overpowering the magic. Natural 2? Bro, come on. I've been rolling like garbage. Whoever's in charge of rigging my game is doing a bad job. You channel your Warlock might into a potent Eldritch Blast, a searing bolt of dark energy that hurtles towards the glowing ward. The blast slams into the magical barrier with a concussive thud, momentarily dulling its light. But the ancient magic holds firm. Instead of shattering, the ward hums with renewed defiance, pushing back against your assault, a faint tremor running through the rock. The passage remains stubbornly sealed, mocking your raw power. Crunchy snarls, her large body vibrating with frustration as the barrier rebuffs your attack. This is a setup by Echo? What do you mean? What could you possibly mean, evil Jamie Rogers? Alright, we're burning spell slots. We're casting Glimpse of Hunger at the ward. In a surge of frustration and raw power, you unleash the full force of Glimpse of Hunger at the ancient ward. A shimmering, nightmarish maw, teeth like obsidian shards, manifest from the shadows before you, snapping and tearing with impossible speed. It lunges at the glowing magical barrier, ripping through its arcane structure. The ward, already weakened by your previous attempts, shudders violently, its bright blue light flickering and dimming like a dying flame. With a final desperate surge of the maw, the ward shatters into 1,000 crystalline fragments, scattering across the cavern floor with a sharp, tinkling sound. The air shimmers for a moment, then settles, revealing a newly opened passage. Beyond lies a dark, narrow tunnel, the air within still and heavy, carrying a faint, sickly sweet scent that you now recognize as the essence of dormant dragon eggs. The path to the hatchery of whispers is finally open. Crunchy lets out a triumphant roar, her powerful tail swishing in approval, her pink and purple eyes blazing with anticipation. Croton cheered for 5 bits. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Guys, it's time. I think this is the time we finally betray Tiamat. But it's 11:52, so I think we'll have to betray our patron, our Warlock patron, next time. Which means it's time for trivia! I need like a trivia splash art. How many megabytes is in 4 gigabytes? Unlimited GameWorks 4096 is correct. There is your code. Hello, Asland. Your first time chat. Christopher Columbus had 3 ships that he traveled to the Americas with. The Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta. That is correct. Rubik was ready. I happen to be paying attention to snow and rain. You happen to be... Oh, sorry, 3 minutes ago. Trivia times. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual sound effect. Oh. It's time! It's time to trivia! Does this satisfy your desire? Let's see. Did Jarl try to answer that question? Where's my voice message? What? Oh, here we go. What by Jarl? Naval history, woo. Nice. You did not know that. Oh, that's cool. All right. Okay. In One Piece, what is the mysterious spiritual power present in all things? Tom Bowles, hockey is correct. What is the name of the alien race from the movie Aliens? Okay. I'm a Happy Fox, I think, is the first technically correct. Stormy Shade, you were so close, but you spelled it with a Z. Autocorrect got you with a Xenon. I'm a Happy Fox. There you go. What is the formula for determining Q, the heat energy of a system? Stormy Shade, that is correct. Although I feel as though you may have looked it up and copy and pasted the answer. It was all crickets for a second, yeah. That's because everybody was rushing to go and search it up. See you, Tom. Huh? Oh, I already gave it to them. They got it. They got it. How else are you supposed to type triangle? Delta. You just put delta. Okay. What is the name of the Greek god of death? Thank you.
You're welcome.
The correct answer has not been posted yet. Jedi Master with the first time chat. Thanatos is correct. That is the actual Greek god of death. The others, Hades is the ruler of the underworld, but not of death. Jedi Master, you currently have block whispers turned on, so if you would like to receive your code, you will have to message me first. How do I do? Click my name in the chat and then click whisper. And then send me a message. Here I am.
prep the next question while Jedi Master sends me a message. Okay. Codes received. I didn't say where am I said here I am. No question. What is the name of the stuff evaporating out of black holes? I'm gonna give it to evil Jamie Rogers with Hawking Radarian, as I believe they mean radiation. But very funny nonetheless. Yes, because they didn't intentionally misspelled it. They thought it was spelled xenomorph. This was clearly they tried to put radiation. It doesn't matter because it's not a proper noun. What is the last car on a passenger train commonly called? Caboose got it with Caboose. In American football, how many points is a field goal worth? Not an extra point. Kage Kenshin, correct with 3 points. Okay, last question of the evening. Oh, I guess it's not the evening. What am I talking about? The afternoon. Let's see. Okay. What element, when it is first created inside a star, indicates that the star will die very soon? Everybody rushing to their search engine. I am not looking at Cabooses' answer whatsoever, because they have already gotten one this stream. I believe Aslan has already... No. Aslan, you haven't gotten the code this stream, so Aslan is correct. Explodium. Aslan, there you are. There is your code for 50 free messages. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Lalonda Holmes. Sorry, yes, the stream is now just ending. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. The stream is ending for the night. Thank you all for joining. If you haven't, please follow, subscribe, do the stuff. I really appreciate it. And it helps more people see the streams, which lets more people see Everweave. So, yeah, this is a great way to help support the game. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all Tuesday? Tuesday. Bye-bye.